Welcome everybody to Meet the Polymaker episode 52. Oh, come on. Oh, and the green screen didn't take it out. So a celebration to be had. This is episode 52 for those that don't know. That's 52 consecutive weeks that Meet the Polymaker has aired. And now I have gold glitter and confetti all over my desk. Regret will set in later. But welcome in everybody. We have a fun episode, which hopefully all the episodes are fun, but another fun episode where we're going to learn some news. We're going to show off some prints, and then we're going to meet a maker. One, you guys, you know, I teased it last week. Everybody has been wanting to get to know who this person is a little bit more deep, and we'll see what we can what we can pry out of him. Get as much information as we can about him. Maybe some undergoing things within a certain company that he works for. But if you have not, real quick, type in I am awesome. We are giving away spools of filament throughout the episode this week to celebrate 52 consecutive weeks in a row. With that said, I'm going to brush myself off of all this gold glitter here. And we're going to get to the news, everybody. And first up, we're going to talk about Meet the Polymaker. I'm not making the whole news segment about this, but I just wanted to kind of go over a few of the numbers and thank you guys 800 million times over for all the support this far. We're going to make it bigger and better. That's what Polymaker does. We like to make things bigger and better. So with that said, again, episode 52, technically episode 53, because there was a live one done on stage at 3D Printopia last year, but 52 consecutive live streams. That was live stream too, just not through our account. But either way, with that said, between those, including the stream for 3D Printopia, a total of 56 guests. Now the math, how does that add up? 52 weeks, 53 episodes. How do you have 56 guests? We've had some for double guests. We've had some for triple guests. So awesome makers. We've met a lot of people, and there are still so many more of you to meet. But then with that, those streams have led to over 40 raids, over 40 winners. I didn't go back and count because some of them we did multiple winners and everything else. I have a whole list. I don't have time to go through it all to thank everybody that's been here. But if you've been on the show, thank you. If you've come to one show, two shows, this is your first show, thank you. It's been very fun, but it's not the end. It's just 52 weeks. It's just a celebration because this was my goal when we started this, when me and Nick and Disturbed Medic kind of came up with the idea. I goaled for 52 weeks. I'm not going to break it. I'm going to continue that. I'm going to go right now on live and say another 52 weeks. You know, it's now part of my official job. Why couldn't I make that happen? So thank you all. But that's just the fun numbers. I wanted to show something too of the bad thing that a lot of us in this community have is, ADHD, of course, is one thing, but sentimental value to things. You know, we keep our first prints. We typically keep our first printers. I've kept all my show notes. These notes here, these are the original notes taken for show idea, how we're going to set it up, the different segments, the different variations before it ever came to fruition. And then these are the news headlines. So that's the only thing that I don't even script them. I just have them for reference. But these are from all those shows. I save all of them because I'm weird like that. Because I love what I do. I love what I do even more so now that it's official. But that's all. I don't want to take it up too much. I just want to clear this glitter off so I can continue the show. But let's go ahead and let's get to the real news. But again, can't say it enough. Thank you all for making this possible. And next up, real news. Turtle egg decoys. 3D printed turtle eggs to thwart illegal trade, illegal theft of turtle eggs. Which is a big deal in Costa Rica. So the University of Kent and Paso Pacifico have teamed together, again, to prevent the theft and trade in Costa Rica with decoy eggs. They are embedding these with GPS trackers, and these are 3D printed, I guess I should specify. If you couldn't tell by the grid infill. Why they use grid? Who's going to hold them against that? But these are embedded with GPS trackers. They have labeled them the Invest Eggators. And they have put them in 101 separate nests thus far, with 25 of those nests being stolen from, where they've been able to track those decoy eggs. Did not see how many arrests that's led to, but still, for the fact that it's already being implemented and it's working is awesome to preserve what could be an endangered species. I see us doing that a lot with, they've created synthetic horns and things for like rhinos, tusks, I think for elephants and things like that for synthetic stuff. I see 3D printing saving a lot of different things of poachers and whatnot throughout the world and nature. So hope we continue seeing stuff like this. Next up, you've all probably heard Prusa's Easy Print application. So, somebody could say, oh, hey, Bamboo Handy has been doing this. It's pretty much kind of the same thing. It's built into the web itself, so it's not necessarily a mobile app. I think it could be. I think it might be integrated to Prusa's Connect app. Main thing I want to talk about this is, yes, the features are there. You can slice in the cloud, send to the printer for Prusa printers currently from printables. So it's kind of doing, again, the Maker World thing. But I want to highlight one quote that was in the blog from Joseph Prusa. He said, I will tease a little bit that we plan to open this to even non-Prusa 3D printer users in the future. This is going to support Orca, Bamboo, etc. Not any details other than in the future. So that I thought was cool. That way it opens up to where you can, a lot of us love the convenience of the Bamboo Handy app, especially if you have Bamboo printers. If you don't, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But this could lead to really cool things, maybe force the hand of some other companies to make their stuff a little bit more open source, open to more than just that ecosystem. So we will see, but we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. Next up, on-the-fly printing. This is going to be, I have my show notes in order, so I apologize. Researchers at Imperial College London have developed, not developed the drones, they're there, but have made it so the drones can 3D print. They're doing it with a 2-set drone system, where one drone prints the material while the other one then checks the accuracy. Right now they're printing foam material and also lightweight concrete up to 2 meters high. Idea behind this is that way they can start printing things, structures, or even little devices in remote locations or for post-disaster reconstruction. Places that are hard to get to or that have been destroyed. Think the floods and everything in North Carolina this year. I think North and South Carolina. Just anywhere that's been destruction and it's hard to get an entire system there. This is a very small baby step to that, but it can lead to so much more. So we'll continue seeing more building, and this is a new way of building concrete stuff. And last but not least, we have MakerBot in the news for a $500,000 promise through their MakerBot Gives Back initiative, which is a longstanding dedication to supporting STEM and education and student development. So they've through grants and support, through schooling, through educators, through students, between now and the end of 2025, $500,000 of tools, equipment, things to be used towards STEM development and learning, which is just an awesome thing. That's a whole lot of dough to be thrown into something like this. Like I said, it's not a marketing thing. It's to reach back out, and that's what I love about so many companies in the 3D printing community is the give back, how much they do give back and sponsor things and support educators, STEM, etc. So just an awesome thing for that company to do. Next up, we're going to move to the print highlights. First off, we have a print by Talon. Now this print is actually 3 different prints and they were all awesome and I couldn't put everything all in one. The roses themselves are realistic rose by John. That says J. It's supposed to say just say no to poop. That is the actual name that they go by. It's available in Maker World. The dragon and the also leaf face also available. If you head over to discord.polymaker.com, that'll take you to our server if you're not already part of it. Go into show off prints. People are showing some awesome things there, and the links are for each one of those models there. So if you want to print this for a loved one or yourself or your office or suck up to your boss, there you go. The links are there in our Discord. Next up, we have Sideline View Station printing these Arizona 2025 Vex Robotics medallions to be handed out at the competition. I believe he designed them. I didn't put that on there because I did not hear back from him yet. But this is the second year at least that he's done it to where he's printed these out to give to them for the competition. And just an awesome, another way of giving back to students that are learning, people overall learning in robotics. You guys have heard me talk before. Robotic sponsorships are a huge thing. We love seeing it and doing it and involving ourselves with so many teams. And that list keeps growing. So we'll talk more about that in a later episode. And next up, we have Rev Hazlitt has printed this, what I'm just labeling because it wasn't labeled in the post, slot car racetrack sign. For those that aren't as old as me, might not know what slot car tracks are, but they were fun little things, little cars run around in a circle and that ran off little electric tracks. This is just a sign over top, like a finish line or starting line. I believe he designed it himself, but again, I did not get feedback on that yet. So just a cool print, but again, it's shared and hopefully will be updated in the show off prints. I just got a message said, no, I don't think Sideline View Station did design the other thing. Next print up, we got Prints with Chris, and this is the Batman Mario by PLA and PA. He's doing a lot of cool characters, and a lot of people are printing his stuff. So you've heard that name a lot the last few weeks, but the characters are awesome. The prints are awesome. A lot of them are just single color prints that you put together, so it makes it accessible to all, but an awesome print, so I had to share. And then Nathan designed them. I don't know who Nathan is, Sideline. If you're watching Sideline, Nathan is who designed the medallions. Next up, we have Bearded Printer, not designer, but printer. And then the designer, I think the designer's actually fixed some dude, but he designed it specifically for Zombie Hedgehog. So if you're looking for this, ZH1 Galactic Voyager is available in Maker World under Zombie Hedgehog's profile. In this picture, I had to zoom in on this to find the layer lines. The picture itself and the prints themselves, absolutely gorgeous, clean as could be. So thank you, Bearded Printer, for sharing it. And if you have anything to share, head on to the Show Off Prints channel, share. It doesn't have to be the best picture in the world, the best lighting, the best print. Show your fails too. We all have the fails, and we all have the ones that we want to throw across the workshop. But before you do that, take a picture and then post it. You might be shown on the show. But that is it for all the prints. We are going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to meet our next maker, number 52. So hang tight. And I apologize. I have some new commercials coming. They're just not added into this. Apologize to those that may have submitted it, a certain somebody. But have fun. Watch these commercials, and we'll be right back.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
This is Polymax PLA, the toughest PLA in the world, and today we're gonna put that to the test. I printed this very mechanical model and we're gonna drop it from the 12th floor. You heard me well, the 12th floor. Let's go! Ready for the first drop in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's crazy! Not even a scratch! Let's go and check it closer. Not even a single scratch! I dropped it again from the 12th floor, and still not a single scratch. Buy your Polymax PLA right now!
Performance may vary depending on usage, individual factors, and external conditions. Individual result may vary, not a guarantee of specific outcome. Consult your professional before use. See website for details and limitations. Use responsibly.
Have you had bad customer service with your filament provider? Have you ever gotten a bad spool and never got a response when you emailed the company? Well, that won't ever happen when you reach out to Polymaker. Some people say that no company cares about you. Wrong. 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 If you never got a response after emailing a company that you've worked with in the past, you may be entitled to better customer service. We at Polymaker pride ourselves on good customer service, and we won't ever keep you waiting for a response. Email us now at support@polymaker.com and we'll get back to you within 1 business day. We'll fight for you.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here to do what we do every single week. And this maker, you guys might have known him. Yeah, of course I teased him. You know who it is, but we'll introduce him as the best boss in the world. Please welcome in Polymaker Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. There was no sucking up on that introduction. That was just, it was how it was written. I don't know.
Not
script
at all.
writer.
I didn't write the script.
Yeah. he said say this or else in a text message, so it wasn't anything written down. But well, welcome in. Nick, of course, works for Polymaker. But before we get into any details, I'm sure there's maybe 1 or 2 people in the audience that might not know who you are. So who are you and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Nicholas, and I basically joined Polymaker about almost 10 years ago now. So I started working with them for 11 years in 2014. I started a company with a few friends on 3D printable mask, pollution mask, stress mask that was checking your breathing, and then the color was changing. Everything was 3D printed, and we were working with Polymaker we were a case study for materials.
Awesome.
And then, I joined them in January 2016 as a printing engineer. So basically they had you know how reliable 3D printing was at that time, right? So
Yeah.
in order to print all the marketing content, they had to have engineers fixing printers. So I was the tech guy that everyone was calling to fix their printer. And I just starting really loving the industry. Worked in the marketing side of things, product side of things, customer service, all the way up to now. A big community time also. I loved that time as well, and up to now where I'm trying to taking care as much as I can on product and marketing.
Yeah, I think you're doing a good job, and that's not me just trying to keep my job, but I've mentioned many times, and I've mentioned it to even community of how you handled everything before and even to now, and like, you know, of course the team keeps building and building like crazy. I still the amount of stuff that I do is like, how did he do this and this and this and this? So no, it's impressive. But now going back to, you know, before Polymaker, I guess, you know, kind of in the transition of, you said you were fixing stuff, you know, printers for people. Was it just for Polymaker, or did you do that across the board?
Yeah, it was just for Polymaker. So when we were trying to build that company about the 3D printable mask, which, you know, would have been super successful if we had opened that a few years after.
Yeah, like 5 years after during COVID.
Yeah. But yeah, it didn't work that well. I think it was a little bit early. Technology was not mature yet, and so I used the Polymaker facility to create digital toys So I was trying to create a brand of toys that was called NT Toys at that times. I think there's still designs on
Available
Thingiverse.
to download somewhere still, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I was using their facilities, and I had to test the design. So I was using their printers. They were super nice. And then I was basically fixing everything. And then they told me, "Hey, do you want an internship?" Because I was not even graduated at that time. So they offered me like I think it was 3 days a week or 2 days a week or something like this. But I basically bought those beds that you can fold, and I was living in the
foldable
office.
cot.
Yeah. So I lived in the office because I was a student, right? So I was super rich. So I lived in the office next to the printers, and I guess I just grew the skills, and it was interesting for that was interesting for Polymaker, and then I just got started this way, and I was only fixing printer for them. Oh, I did. I forgot. I did spend half a year, I think, at Ultimaker. I was working there as a co-employee, so half Ultimaker, half Polymaker, and I was also working in this. I remember. And Mass Portal.
How many NDAs did you have to sign between both for like a non-compete?
Yeah. I was a double agent.
He made his millions by sharing each other's secrets. Sold Ultimakers to Polymaker and vice versa. So now you said you're going to school while you're working with Polymaker. What were you going to school for?
Yeah, so I'm a software engineer by training. So I studied robotics actually, and so the school. So I did a dual degree, France and China, and I was in a university in China studying software engineering basically. So data analysis, robotics, electronics, this type of thing. So I know not a lot of people know about this, but
that's what we're here for. Yeah, to get all these little tidbits of information, learn a little bit more about who you are. We're meeting the Polymaker. I mean, come on.
That's what I study at least. Yeah.
So now, with that, did you implement any of that study into your position as you kind of went through the ranks at Polymaker, or was it kind of just a side thing?
I think so. To make so I have an engineering degree, and in France we have what we call the preparation years. So it's 2 to 3 years, very intense study, and we call this in English mole. Like the underground animal mole, because they never see the sun. They study all the time. So, and I think that has built a certain logic that I think I used it to, understand 3D printing at a deeper level than average. And I think that part helped me a lot. The fact that I've been able to learn a few stuff on the side, modeling, and then marketing, business.
So ultimately, kind of helped train you on the way to think or way to understand.
Yeah. And obviously, software engineering, is helping every day. Data analysis, building some tools, using different softwares. That has been useful to make things a bit more efficient.
Well, it helped you learn how much PCs are better than Mac and etc.
Yeah, exactly.
These are me and Nick's daily jabs during meetings. I'm a PC guy, he's Mac. They work for both of us most of the time. So now, going back into the start with Polymaker, do you remember what printers they were running at the time that you were having to fix all the time?
Yeah, I remember very well because I spent a lot of time on it. There was a few Mass Portal, so that's a Delta printer, which to date it's the highest quality printer I've ever used. I don't think there is anything that I've seen that has printed higher quality than that printer. Even nowadays, it was not the most reliable printer, but when it was printing, then
when it worked.
Yeah, it worked. FlashForge Creator Pro, we had a couple of these as well. Remembered very well. The Ultimaker, the one we had the most was the Ultimaker Extended 2 Plus. I think that was the one we
long title.
Had. And then let me think. What else did we have? We had a few tier times in the R&D. Loosebot also. I remember we had we had we had a few
And some
loosebot
US printers over there.
Yeah, like we had. So the loosebot was the one with the big nozzles
The
to print like
2.85, yeah.
yeah. So I remember those. And then we had the. I remember spending a lot of time on the palette, the very first palette. I remember. Yeah, that's nice actually to talk about all of these. That's like
brings back the memories. And the
Yeah,
palette,
yeah,
you mean like the mosaic palette, the multicolor
the
thing?
mosaic
Okay,
palette.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
The-
old one was a box, wasn't it? It was like a
Yeah,
big metal.
the Kickstarter edition. Yeah, I remember.
Uh,
Yeah, that was well, that was more or less the main printer that was used at that time.
okay. Now, with of course, working on printers there, and then getting more involved in the polymer side of things with the filament, without trying to be biased, since you work for a filament company, since the beginning of getting into it until now, have you been more excited to see the development of the machines and the printers, or the polymers and the different types of polymers?
I think a little bit of both. I always love to try new machines. So usually at that time, sales team would go to printer manufacturers to start partnerships. And the way it went is they would get a printer, they would send it to me, I would test it, I would write a report, and then I would send it to the sales guy. And then
Nice.
I always loved, because pretty much every maybe 2 weeks we had some new toys. And then sometimes it was literally like this, like I was waking up in the morning and then there is a few package at the entrance of we call this the PIC, the Polymaker Innovation Center. And then I was opening the package, I was so excited, and then I spent like the whole night. At that time it was not like click and print. It was like you spend the whole day, and then once you have the benches, like made it.
Finally,
Printing now.
it's a huge celebration compared to now. It's just like, oh, click a print a benchy. 14 minutes later, it's done.
Yeah, it was a journey. It was a journey to get to print something. But so printer improvement was always very very interesting for me, which is the reason I started to be involved in the community at that time. Like it was a Facebook group at that time, I remember. And then and the material, of course, like I learned so much about materials because I really loved spending time in R&D. Like I was the guy, always asking
Over
questions.
everybody's shoulders.
Over the shoulder. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How did you make this? How did you make this? And I think I was so our president Shafan. So he's a polymer scientist, right? And every time I had a minute with him was always talking about polymers. Always. And even to date, we still have meetings about products, and sometimes we always go into this discussion on how and why and which polymer do what. And I think that's how I learned. So I'm not, some people know that I love all the materials. So, but I've never really studied it. It was just on the job, and I love the logic of the polymer science. It's chaotic on one side and so logical on the other side. So
I'm learning a lot more in just my position now. But yeah, I'm still floored at being in conversations or part of calls where it's going back and forth about. I'm like, I slightly understand what you're talking about, but how all this in depth and then just remembering it. Like Nick is a lot of times my Wikipedia. Sean's building a wiki for Polymaker, but it's like, hey Nick, real quick question. Here's this, and it's 99.9% of the time it's a direct answer. Like, it's this. Like, it's easy. You don't know that. So yeah, so I think I'm in that same position you were through those years, is being in the environment, being around it, is learning a lot of stuff. And that's what's nice about just the company itself, is everybody shares, everybody's helpful. So have you seen that? Of course, it seems that way, but as you talk, is the same environment that you kind of grew into with Polymaker, is it the same environment you're seeing now of just how the team is open, helpful, and just supportive?
Yeah, absolutely. And that has always amazed me, is usually when company grow, we started with, I don't know, maybe 20, 30, well, maybe less than that, and then we're now like 600 something, and we were able to keep the same culture. and this is so incredible. And I'm very happy when we have new people joining in and noticing the thing that I noticed like 10 years ago. And so I love that, and that's what we are working hard on, is building a company culture involving every single person in the company. So yeah, definitely the answer is a big yes, and it's an amazing yes, actually.
Awesome. Now, of course, outside of the company, do you find yourself being, now that it's been your career for these years, do you still find enjoyment in 3D printing? And if so, is there anything that specifically you enjoy doing outside of the company?
Do I have a life outside the company? That's an interesting question.
I would say probably not, but in the 5 minutes you have per day, do you ever print anything?
Yeah, so Polymaker was basically the only company I worked for, right? So it's kind of like I know it's strange to say, but it's like blended into my life. Like that's the only thing I know, and it's like, my life is like this. I never really
it's all you really know. Huh?
Yeah,
that's all you know, but it's just that feeling of
exactly. And I think that's a great question, because I always ask myself this question, especially the last maybe 3 years, about my relationship with 3D printing, like the actual practical version of 3D printing. And I have to say, I think I was very attracted by the fact that 3D printing was not straightforward. I think that was what I was the most attracted in. But I think nowadays I'm more attracted by the material science, like around 3D printing, rather than the practical way of printing. Because right now, I mean, the last time I used 3D printing was to print a gift for Christmas, for Christmas, and or to print the stuff, because I'm very stressed at the moment. So I always have these things around me to play around with.
And then when you break it, you can just print another one. So
exactly. But yeah, now I'm not touching. I mean, I have 2 printers there. I'm not touching them that much, except to test material. I'm really just into the science part of it, because that's the part I like, the parts that I'm not understanding well, and I'm just attracted by this. And I have to say, recently, I'm more into the marketing and business, and this is the same. I mean, business is something that is so hard to understand, and marketing is the same. Like, understanding social behavior is a mystery, and that's what I'm attracted by.
You kind of just you're still just an open sponge, not yet full sponge of just knowledge. Anything that you can learn and do and understand, and I'm with you there. Now, of course, like you said, you printed the stuff for Christmas. Is there anything throughout the time with Polymaker that you were tasked with printing?
Oh yeah. So the whole Kickstarter about Polysmooth, pretty much every single print you will see there was I printed these things. Yeah, pretty much. So there was a time that I was the printer of the company, and I was outputting all of these models, and I always pride into having like super high quality models, like and I would I had the beds, and I would put the printers around me so that I had an alarm, and then I would wake up,
see them right away,
and then start the other, and then go back to sleep. So I just did like micro nap between all the printers, and because we had a lot of things to print, it's funny because at that time we thought we were busy and things were going fast, and it has never changed in 10 years.
So Nick is now, since being around all those printers and sleeping all those nights, he's now comprised of about 70% plastic.
yeah, most likely, yes.
Which, speaking of plastic, I normally don't go away from the guest while we have the guest on, because it's rude, but I think what we're going to do here real quick, and we're going to get back to questions, is there's going to be a code on the screen here in just a moment for all your guys' support. Appreciate everybody that's here, that's been here the whole time, only for a few episodes, or just this episode. Right now, for only the next 20 minutes, and this is only US and Canada, we're working as best we can to figure out a way to do international giveaways, kind of match everything up, be a global thing. But right now, US and Canada, as of right now, 7:42, you have 20 minutes to use that code at us.polymaker.com or ca.polymaker.com. If you got somebody in those countries that you can order for you, it is going to get you 40% off your order. That is only live for 20 minutes. And let me stress, in hopes to not give Sean 8 million tickets tomorrow, at 20 minutes. And when I announce, I'm going to announce it. I'll allow a little bit of the delay between the stream. It'll be deactivate. If you have something in your cart and you do not have purchase and it says order complete, we can't reactivate everything else. You have to have it before I say no more. So you have to have it placed by then. If it's in your cart, this or that, I apologize, but let's be civil. 40% off of your order. Yeah, get that filament in here, and get it done. I'll leave it on the screen here for those to be able to type it in. But again, 20 minutes. So I will announce it, and you better have it in by then. So yes, but back to that. Now that these guys can, they're not listening to us. They're listening to their keyboards, going to the website, frantically clicking, adding things to their cart. You guys should have thought about it and had your cart preloaded, knowing 52 weeks in a row is a celebration. But anyway, with that, with your time with Polymaker again, has there been any events or anything specific? Of course, I know we do so much in the company. You've done so much more. Is there anything that stands out as an event or something you were part of that you think of often, or you think back to, like, this was one of the best times or memories in this environment or world, I guess?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's multiple ones.
Yeah,
But,
I figured there's probably a ton, but
yeah, I think what I love the most at Polymaker is when we release new products. This is my favorite time of the year, is introducing specifically products that are really game changing. Like, for example, the release of the nylon was super exciting to me. I mean, it's not our most popular product. It's not our a high revenue product or anything, but just the fact that we've been able to figure out a way to improve the industry. That's what I love. Like Polysmooth, Polycast, Polysupport, all of these materials that has brought a new. They're never maybe the most popular one, but for me they are the. I'm always so excited to introduce them. The one we will release right in a few months. This is the type of thing that is so exciting for me.
So you're gonna have a lot of excitement throughout the year this year. I think we have plans for a handful of things.
That's I don't think it's crazy. I've never seen that in Polymaker history. Like the year we're gonna have, all
the goals. I've hinted at stuff with the goals, and talking on the Discord hangout and stuff of like, there's some pretty high goals out there, but I don't see them not happening. Everybody works pretty hard on getting those out there, so it'll be an interesting year, and I'm glad they'll be in it. So that's like perfect timing. But yes. So then I was going to ask, what was I just getting ready to ask? I just completely shut down. Polymaker, etc. Yeah, see, look at that. Now I just got sidetracked.
What's your favorite time since you arrived?
Since I've arrived? Let's
say since you're doing project with us. Let's put it
since I've worked with you. So yes, about a year and a half. I'd say, I guess the one thing that stands out is let's see. I guess it'd be between Murph or 3D Printopia of 2023. Because Murph was the very first, mainly because Murph was first time I volunteered and was able to help out at a booth. And I was just completely community volunteer. And then 3D Printopia, because I was kind of not officially Polymaker, but officially, contracted or sponsored. Mm-hmm. I was sponsored to be there. And that holds, I think, probably 3D Printopia, because that holds a lot to me, is the fact that meeting you in Rocky Mountain for the first time, in person, talking, kind of just hitting things off, was a really great time. But then the fact that it was, hey, you, and not only just, hey, you want to come help with the booth? Hey, you want to bring your son? He can help? He can be a stream manager. And just having that kind of involvement, of course, father of 5, love the kids. So being said, hey, you want to bring him along and you kind of be part of it? And just the look on his face too. So there's been so much, like you said, I've been here a short time, 8 months almost. and then about a year of helping out prior to that, and just so many. And I hate to say be cliche because I'm a community manager, but just all the community stuff of being able to be part of the events, being part of the Discord, getting to have the stream, just that interaction. I love dealing with all the people that have like-minded, interests, and even the ones that don't, and that we can, talk it out and, have our fun debates and jab at each other. Just overall, it's hard to pick out just one thing. And again, that makes me excited for the future, because in my career prior, I can't tell you I've had 20 different times I can remember this was great. Or I can remember 20 times where I, pouted as I was walking out the door having to go to work. So, but it's again, hard to put your finger on it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, now that you talk about the community, there's something that come to my mind is when I launched the Discord. I think I remember that night, those nights very well, where I launched it, and then I wanted to be the most active. I had big plans and stuff, and then my wife was not very happy during that time because I was 24 hours on the computer. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely not in the hang until 3 or 4 in the morning at times.
And I remember having the computer just next to my bed, and then with maximum sound, so that if there is a message, then I had notification for everything. And I was sleeping, and then I was waking up, and then yeah, I remember we had when we started, we quickly went up to 12 members, and then we were 12 members, and then we were talking, and then that was that was a good time.
It's just like you say, just having that base thing, and that's even just the show is having the base of, I think we maybe 30 or so average viewers, and it would climb slowly, but every time it was up. I mean, right now 153 viewers, crazy. Did I expect it to ever go that far? I don't know. I guess in my head I would hoped it did. I was committed to it regardless, but no, it is a good feeling just to see that, and especially too is not just a massive joining of people, but involvement. I mean, these people chatting and chat. I know the show, I don't read a whole lot of it, but I see it flowing. So, but I do remember what I was going to ask you, because I get asked this all the time, and I've seen it in documents and whatnot. But what do you currently? What do you do at Polymaker? What is your position or title?
Okay. So on paper, I'm the director of marketing and product. Okay. And so what I'm doing is I'm mainly managing 2 types of project: marketing campaigns on one side, globally, and then product management. So there is we have 2 teams, right? We have one marketing team that is divided into some sub teams, whether it's social media, community management, content and branding, marketing campaign management. And then the other team that is more on the product side, that is divided in all our product family: Fibron, Penchroma, the prime material, the accessories, specialty materials. And what I'm trying to do, the objectives is to understand the market, designing products that would answer market needs, and introduce these products in a way that users would understand the use of it. So that's in a very global way what I'm trying to do every day. When it comes to actually things, is talking to a lot
meetings. I've seen his schedule: meetings, maybe some sleep in between. But it's a good time. But you can still say, obviously I'm putting you on the spot here, but you enjoy your job. You love your job.
Oh, absolutely.
Career. I can't even say job. It's a career.
Yeah. No. 100%. I just love what I'm doing, because of the what I love the most is that at Polymaker, it's very open to initiative, and I'm an entrepreneur inside me, right? I like starting things, and at Polymaker, it's it's the dream, because on one side you're of course you're part of a company, you're part of a system, but on the other side, I feel like we have some ownership in what we're doing. So I wake up every day and I want to do things. I'm proud of when it's successful. I'm stressed when it's not working. So I have all of these feelings. I'm really connected to it's called a job, but to be honest, it's it's just part of
It's a
part of my
lifestyle,
life
really.
at this point.
Well, that's the thing I find myself too is in this position now is, like I said, referring back to, what a retail manager that I did for 20 years is always, this is my job. This is my job. And I find myself often, it's a career, it's now this is a career. It's something that I wish I was doing way sooner than when I started at the age of, the ripe age of 25, definitely not 42, but, but no, I'm glad to hear the culture has kept through with your years in it. And yeah, I don't see that changing just because it works. That dynamic works. And like you said, is you are part of something. You do have a voice in it. We can make suggestions, and that's what threw me off a lot. Getting more involved into it when I got hired on was like, oh wait, okay, I can actually do like this, and I can input some here and this. So it was a learning experience that I had that ability and then that responsibility, I guess I should say. But yeah, it's been great. So. But I don't need to. And instead of me sucking up to my boss, is anybody where we're going to open up here? If you guys have any community questions, I'm sure you guys will probably light it up here. So we'll try to keep up with it. Any questions for Nick? Ask away in the chat, YouTube and Twitch. And I think if there's anybody live on TikTok, I've got that pulled up. But these usually don't do well in live. People don't sit on TikTok for an hour. They want to swipe to the next video. And again, real quick too, before I start asking those questions, you have 9 minutes to use that code right there on the screen at the website to get 40% off. I will disable it in 9 minutes. 9 minutes, people. Okay, let's go up here. Thanks. It's Polymaker Nick. I know you're a busy person, but I'm wondering, is there any plans you coming back to stream even for more visits? We missed your streams. Cheers. That's from 23 Blue Dude on Twitch.
23 Blue Dude, maybe a Printbuster guy, if I remember well. I would like to. Recently, even putting an hour away from from the schedule is a little bit challenging. I'm trying to keep a minimum of 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day, especially. I have a new one coming on Tuesday, so yeah. So sleep will be a little bit optional.
You're gonna be adjusting to 1 to 2 hours maximum.
Yeah. So, but yes, I have big interest in coming back specifically for the Printbuster style of stream, where I would like to have some discussion with people on the science behind 3D printing. So yeah, that type of stream definitely I will. When? I'm not sure.
Soon TM.
Yeah, soon TM, exactly.
Let's see. Shirtle 3D asks, why is Pete your favorite employee?
Yeah, actually it's funny that he's here. But yeah, so when when I think one thing that I don't remember who highlighted this. I think it was Tony that highlighted this. But one thing he said was that a compliment that he gave me is how to build a team, and I think that team really come from the community that we have developed. And I guess we maybe the team, if you have noticed, right? Some more and more members that have joined from. That are known to people as being part of the community. And I think that's what worked the best. If you really love what you're doing, and then you put your heart into it, you're proud, you're stressed, you feel emotions in your work, then I think that's where you start to perform. And Pete, Joel, Sean, all part of the community. We've done some, sometimes we do some sponsorship and contracts that are so close that it's basically working together already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been really incredible. So having all of these new member in the team in the last 2 years has made let's say my part of responsibility much more enjoyable. Like the more people join, the more I enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, just a long answer. But
yeah, in other words, I'll translate it for those that don't understand is Pete's not his favorite employee. Joel is. Pete's a far fourth or fifth in that list. But to carry on, Pezla's asked, where is Nicholas from on the map of the world?
Oh yeah, that's always a difficult question, depending on how it's defined, right? But yeah, so I was born in France, very very north of France. It's called Lille, but I only spent 3 years there. Then I moved to Germany, and I grew up in Germany. So from 3 to 11, and then 11 to 18, I was in a military school. One in Paris and one in Lyon while I was living in Germany. But we spent 2 years and a half in Africa for some time. So I was doing some back and forth. So my origin is from a Pacific island. So that's the reason I'm tall, and so that's
Never
this
realized.
part of the gene. But I spend the most time in China. So yeah, depending on, it's hard for me
What
to
part of the
define.
life?
Yeah. But yeah, I think let's say I'm mature in a military school, and military school doesn't really have a place. So I haven't really attached to anything. So I usually like to say I come from a Pacific island, just because it makes the most sense when I talk to people, and because sometimes when they ask where I'm from, usually is they expect something which will understand why I'm like this. So that's why I answer this way.
Let's see here. Next question. So I realize that my multi-stream chat doesn't go all the way back. Kratrix Brit asks, do you have a favorite? I can't ask. That's part of the rapid fire. We'll get to that here in a minute. Let's see. What new material can you leak or hint at for this year, if any?
Actually, it's just behind.
So that answers somebody's question of what's the spool in the background. Is it a leak?
Yeah, the red one. The red one is the new materials that should be the biggest launch this year for Polymaker.
There we go. Bio Nick, this is probably going to get a question that's deferred to me, but when is the event in Montreal or Quebec?
Hello, Joel.
Yes, hello. When is looking into seeing, we want to do multiple. I have a goal set for how many events I want to be at, whether myself or representation of Polymaker. Canada's not out. I have a contact there. That is my Rolodex for finding out anybody's deep secrets. Her name is Pezliz. So I'm going to be working with her on maybe figuring out some stuff. No promises, but I would like to get at least one, if not a couple events there. Who all comes, I can't say. Nick is hard to pull away for more than a couple days for like a rep wrap. So I can't promise him, but you might get to see my ugly mug. But yeah, so we already talked about the spool in the background, leak. Where are we at here? Would it be possible to get, this is by DJ Midnight Wolf, would it be possible to get tri-extrusion filament? Just 2 colors isn't enough.
Yeah. Actually, special extrusion is an objective of ours also for this year. Anything that is not possible by injection molding makes 3D printing even more powerful, from a geometrical complexity, but also from what material you can use and how you can process it. So yeah, special extrusion is definitely a way forward for us.
There you go. See, Traxman25 asks, does Nick have any hobbies outside of 3D printing?
It's a strange hobby, but I'm a ant farmer. So yeah, for anyone that knows what it is, but I love
1 minute real quick. 1 minute left before I deactivate the code. If you do not have your order submitted with an email or a screenshot saying order has been submitted or placed, you're out of it. Do not email Sean. The only time I tell you not to email support at polymaker.com. So get that in, guys. 1 more minute. I'm going to shut that off. Let's see here. So we got the CGS Creations. If you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
If I could meet anyone, I wish I could meet my How do you say that? You know, your the kid of your kid of your kid of your kid of your kid. So I
Oh, your
wish I
great,
would,
great, 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 great grandchild.
yeah, I wish I could see my great 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 grandchild and see if there is anything from what we're doing now, or what legacy I'm trying to build. I is still left after like I don't know, 5 generation or something.
There
That's
you go. Yeah. Does he know who Nick was and anything that Nick did?
yeah, like I see it and then I see it. Oh, that's my great 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 grandchild, because way of doing or stuff like this, like a
Yeah.
legacy kind of thing.
Let's see. Sebastian asks, I'm going to butcher this. Wie gut sprichst du Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Oh, it says in
Ein
Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Oh, that's how it's spelled.
bisschen, ein bisschen.
Well, I never realized that's how it's spelled. I definitely murdered that one. Let's see. Parisian military school. That's like a jump. Oh, that's not a question. It's Daddy Wazzy. K2 Kevin, I notice you all have the same haircuts after joining Polymaker. Does Nick now cut all employees' hair?
It's compulsory.
Let's see here. The real Mark, you of you. How many languages do you speak?
So French, primary language. We have island local language, English, some decent Chinese, German, not that much, but yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So 5, I mean, roughly 5.
yeah, 4.5.
There you go, 4.5. Let's see here, layer by layer. If you could be one animal, what would it be and why?
One animal. I like. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But I love pandas. That has always. I have a collection in my mom's home, where I grew up, like part of my childhood, and I have a collection of many different type of pandas. The great pandas, and yeah, I don't know. They're just chilling all day with their bamboos, and then everyone is taking care of them, and they're protected. And so,
There you go. And they're easy to print multicolor, just white and black.
yeah.
Let's see. Nervous Pajamas asks, the original corporate culture sounds very collaborative and risk taking. Now that you have been working with a U.S. team, what are your thoughts on the different corporate cultures, and have you been challenged to bring the Polymaker way to the U.S.?
That's
a good
great
question.
actually.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, so there's definitely cultural, like working cultural differences between our different offices. But what I love the most is how the culture are blending together. The European one, US one, and China one. So yeah, I mean we're all. I mean there is sometimes some culture, like interesting discussion. Like you cannot have such collaboration at such an international level without having an open-minded team. And being open-minded is really one of the key characteristics that we're looking at when we're trying to find new talents. But yeah, I think I'm not sure I came here exactly to actually, so one of the reason I remember the first discussion I had with Xiaofan to come here is to try to bridge the culture between our China office and US office, which was the let's say the latest one. And I think it was just natural, like the fact you join the team and then you work with people, and it's just you're just how to say, like it's just natural. Like you will realize everyone is like so open-minded and so helpful, and then you just become you just
As the kids would say it, we vibe.
we vibe. Okay,
Yeah.
we vibe. Okay, let's go for that.
And real quick, because I let it go actually extended, I am deactivating it, and in 15 seconds I'm deactivating it. You guys got a few more minutes just because you guys hit us with questions, so half of it was probably on purpose. let's sidetrack Joel because it's really easy. So in 10, 9, 8, well, this is a little bit delayed for you guys. 6, 7, 8, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. And it's deactivated now on the US and the Canada side. If you did not get your order in, I am sorry. But I gave fair warning multiple times. If you didn't get it in, you didn't get it in. But hopefully you guys got what you wanted. Got some good filament there. So that's a thank you to all. I'm going to actually, let's turn that sale code off. That's off there. It is deactivated. You can't use it anymore. But if you stay, maybe I'll give some filament away after I let Nick go here. But we'll catch up with a few more questions. I'll hit him with some rapid fire. And we're actually not too bad on time is what we expected of. Let's see here. Nervous Pajamas was the one we asked. No. Shirtle 3D. How many barbecue pits does... how many barbecue grills do you have?
Yeah, 3. So so basically when I arrived, I found a community of people that are, it's called Buy Nothing. Yeah, just
My
called
kind
Buy
of
Nothing.
group. Yeah.
And then it's a Facebook group and it's by zip code. And what's happening is we all, whatever we don't need, we put it on the group, and then people go and take the stuff that others don't need, right? And I've been part of this group, and for some reason, Texan, they have a lot of extra barbecue
for it.
Yeah, I've been taking a few of them because I fell in love with. So every weekend, I cook beef, like piece of beef for like 2 to 3 hours, like smoked inside.
Okay, smoke it, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's dry, and then it's my snack for the week. And I've been loving doing this, and then so that's one barbecue on the side that is doing this, and then I do an actual barbecue where I have like my chicken and stuff like this, and then I have a bigger one for if people are coming or something. So
there you go. You got one for every occasion, is what it is. Let's see. I think I missed one from Star Rose 3. Can you have a reggae filament, red, gold, and green? I guess that goes along with the tri extrusion. If we start making that, then I don't see that's out of the question by any means.
Oh, red, gold, and green. Oh, that's. I'm sure Pete is laughing right now. That's yeah. We should have one soon.
There you go. Working on it. Let's see here. Any other ones that I missed? Order to do, darn least. I thought this was Meet the Maker. Who's this hack? Oh, level bedded. Will. He says hello. It's not a question. Can't tag me with no question. Let's see. I want to see that Poly Smooth machine in action. The polisher. We still have stock of those. They're coming in and out.
Hi, Let's
see here. Tony Wright says, "Have you seen the sneezing panda?"
Yeah, of course, many times. That was a video.
It's actually his live background on his computer. Let's see here. Brian says, "Please give the warehouse folks some Tylenol for their backs. They're going to be sore." Okay, yeah, the free. Okay, I finally got down to the bottom. So thank you, welcome in, Free Heathen, and everybody that he brought in here. We're just getting ready to wrap things up, but hang tight. It might be worth hanging tight for a little bit here. The real Mark U of you also asked, what is your favorite American food?
My favorite American food. So, yeah, it's actually not American, but I had, there's a lot of Mexican food around here, and I never ever liked tacos and burritos. For some reason, I didn't like it. But my brother cooked a burrito when he came for Christmas, and that was the best ever. And since then, every week I just eat that.
Gotcha hooked.
It's not American food, but I mean, it's a mix
that's one of my favorite foods in America is Mexican, so I can't argue that one. Let's see. A zombie hedgehog must be a new viewer. Asked, how many spools of Galaxy Red PLA are you going to order? He's not going to order any. He's just going to get it.
Oh, well, I'm not even sure what's the update on that project, but
mid-March ish, as long as everything goes well.
Mid-March, okay. Yeah, I need to grow my collection. I'm trying to keep all the special spool in my home for
like me. I'm a collector. I know the same thing. I got all the holiday pack. Wait, here, I'll ask this. Nobody asked this, which I'm surprised. Holiday packs, will they make a return?
That's a good question.
I get asked all the time, so I'm surprised nobody asked that.
Yeah, so they will, but most likely not this year, unfortunately. There will
pretty
be
much
some
what I
better
told people. I
stuff.
said not this year. There's a lot going on this year, but we'll see. We got some cool ideas from the community too, like the Ghost of Christmas Past pack, and just bring back some of the Christmas colors.
Oh, yeah, that's
And we have the formula, so we'll see. But again, no promises. Let's see here. Can the most popular holiday pack? Okay, yeah, that's actually. Oh, so okay. Traxman's asking for the packs, the holiday packs. Is there any chance that the most popular colors from those packs could be made as actual colors, a permanent?
Yeah.
Item?
So we had some internal discussion, and I think the short answer is yes. I think we will bring it at standard. So we didn't want, we made them as exclusive and a special buy. So we don't want a few months after that, that investment didn't work for users. So we want them to enjoy the fact that they have a special filament, and then 2 years after we just release it normally. So I think some of our earlier pack was in 2023.
Yep.
So there might be a chance that these will just come in our regular line.
Awesome. Yep. That to me, I think even as a collector, I don't mind that, because in the end, like, we have the special spools, the colors will come on regular spools, so it won't be so bad. Let's see here. Real Mark U of you, what is your favorite Polymaker material to print with? And then the second part of the question I'll ask during the rapid fire.
Okay. My favorite filament is by far Polymax PC. I more or less started with that filament. I loved that filament. It's a challenging filament. You're very proud when you make a really nice print out of it. The finish is amazing. Polymax PC at that time, PC Max White is my favorite.
It's the go-to. Easy enough. Let's see here. Zombie asks, how many new colors of yellow are going to be launched this year? It's up to Tongye and Pete and everybody else, right? All the shades of yellow. That's all we're focusing on, is every new release this year is going to be strictly a shade of yellow.
We have a new line of a new color range on Pinchroma called yellowish ?
Yellowish DM. We're gonna trademark yellowish as a product. Okay, which I think that's we gotta check over on YouTube. Make sure I didn't do. Matt German asked, do you use banana leaves and buried in the ground with hot coal and stones buried in sand to barbecue? I think I translated that right.
Yeah, it's umu. It's called
umu.
So we dig a hole, we make a big fire, we put some stone on top of it, and then once the fire is more or less finished, the stone is super hot, and then you put a pig and then a lot of recipe around it, and then you bury it, and then about 2.5 hours after,
next time that I visit Houston, I expect that to be on the ready.
Well, I did ask the HOA about making a big fire in my backyard, but apparently it's not
what you do behind a privacy fence is only your business. They don't have to know.
Yeah. Well, the big flame and then the smoke.
and the smell. All the neighbors like, that smells really good. What is that? Let's see here. Reprinted 3D. I believe Pete Savis over there is any chance of getting flexible PLA?
Flexible PLA. We do have some big plan for our flexible filaments, but in 2026. Whether it's going to be a flexible PLA or not, but I think that flexible series of filament will have a really big upgrade next year.
Let's see here. PC Van Vliet. Could Polymaker ever sell direct in Europe?
Yes. Yes-ish, actually. So it will. We do have a website, but for wholesale that will come. And I think we slowly started some e-commerce on a popular platform that you all know. But yeah, it's in the work, I would say.
There you go. Then let's see here. Stay ready to 3D print. As why does Polymaker not have many colors of TPU?
Yeah, so it's hard to keep wide color range for a lot of formula. So we have like something like 50 formulas. If each of them comes with 30, 40 filaments, then 40 colors, that's a lot to keep up. Plus, we used to have 2.5, 1/35, 1 kg spool, 3 kg spool. So like I said, for TPU, I think 2026 is more the year to expect some big changes.
There you go. With many things in between being released, just not flexible. Okay, I think that's we'll call it off on that on community. So we're only a little bit over. We'll head to the rapid fire questions, and then I will let you go because you probably have a meeting in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was looking at the time.
Yeah, I knew. So just real quick, a reference, guys. Usually, about an hour time for the show. We purposely added an hour and a half, knowing the way things happen and the way we talk. So real quick, first things first, what is your absolute favorite filament color and or surface effect?
Not only Polymaker, like
That can be anything across the board. Yep.
Then definitely the Voodoo Wizard filaments, which was
PM filament
from who?
Was it PM filament or something? Or
I don't remember. But the series was called Voodoo Wizard something. Most likely someone in the chat know that filament, but it's filament like a kind PM. Of solid. It's kind of Filamentum. Yeah, I think it's Filamentum. Okay.
One of those.
Yeah, I think it's you can double check, but yeah, that was from an effect perspective. That's by far my favorite.
Now, if only you could get a hold of a product manager for a filament company to get something in the works, right? Let's see here. Second up, what is the one print that you are most proud of in all of your 3D printing history?
I think is the dual face for the Polysmooth campaign. So in 2017, I printed like a dual face. It was an old guy on one side with a very big layer height and some wrinkles and stuff, and then on the other side it was a young man that was super smooth with Polysmooth, and there was like a marketing effect between old and then very the new way of doing 3D printing. So if you go on on the Polysmooth Kickstarter, it's one of the main image is that guy, and it took me so long to get that.
Does that print still exist somewhere?
It's a good question. Maybe somewhere in our Shanghai office, maybe, or Changshu office. Yeah.
We'll have to go looking for it next time I'm that way. We'll do a little treasure hunt. Let's see here. With you being in the U.S. now, of course, and we asked like your favorite food and everything, but what is like the one secret indulgence that you just can't resist? I know a lot of times you're trying to eat better, exercising. What's the one thing that you've found in the U.S. that whether you knew existed before or not, but you didn't have until you got to the U.S. that you find yourself like, I just can't say no. Like if it's there, I gotta eat it.
Oh, the food. That's because of Gamer Geek. I went to a restaurant during a Repra festivals, and then we ordered like a giant brownie with like some ice cream on it, like vanilla ice cream, and it was I didn't know, but it was supposed to be something like, because they brought a lot of spoons, and I didn't know why there was a lot of spoons. So I just finished everything, and then he told me it was supposed to be shared. That's why there's a lot of spoon. But since then, I just fell in love with like a hot brownie with ice cream on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an American thing, but we didn't really have that, whether it's in Europe, and definitely not in China. So
I think I gave you. I don't remember if you ate one. Did you try the lava cakes? Domino's?
That's also
get that with ice cream.
Yeah, the hot brownie that is melting that ice cream, and then you put in your that's so good.
Yep. Now I know I'm gonna go ask the wife to make. Let's see here. Next up, just another U.S. question. Now that you're in the U.S., you officially have a U.S. driver's license. How many close calls have you had, and are you an aggressive driver?
So many. So I actually had an accident already. It's a small one, but I had two. One a little bit bigger than the other one. There is one where I was turning and I don't know why the guy was just backing up the whole road, and then it just hit me. And a lot of close call where, because one thing in the US is there is no rules. Like you can pass a driver whether it's on the left or on the right, whatever.
If there's
space.
enough lanes. Oh yeah, and Houston's got so many lanes too. So
Yeah.
that's like
And
the
I'm
worst
used
place
to-
to start driving.
Yeah, I'm used to people. They go on the left, right,
Yep.
and sometimes they just go pew on the right and then come back in front of me. So yeah, that's make me a better driver, I guess.
There you go. Layer by Layer says, as your attorney, I suggest you stop talking. Oh, then last question. So you've had jobs, kind of with Automaker, with Polymaker. Have you ever been part of an organization that maybe more stressed your physical abilities?
Part of
Maybe not a job necessarily, but something you were involved with that stressed your physical abilities. Maybe a reason to be fast, be strong. Think of a type of I don't want to say exercise, but it's an exercise. This is digging here. Or maybe you keep your hands up like this.
Oh, yeah. I was. Well, I hope I'm still is, but I did a national competition in boxing, and whether it's French boxing, English boxing, I did kickboxing. I don't know if that referred to this, but my high school year was a lot of punch in this. But
all
yeah,
organized punching though, right? It was all sanctioned. All sanctioned.
Yeah. All organized. Never had a fight outside of the ring.
See, there you go. I can believe that. I mean, I think with your personality, I don't see you going up to somebody and just knocking them in the face, but it'd be interesting to see. But I think that's all I have for questions, and I think we cut it right there. I'll probably end it and be a little over 8:30, but for you, I'm going to get you out of here before 8:30. So I appreciate you coming on the show to help celebrate that 52 weeks, and really for the idea and working with me, and like I said, Disturbed Medic in the beginning of coming up with this idea and allowing it to just continue on. And I always say growing, but it is going to grow. I've got some optimization stuff I want to do, but I appreciate the opportunity, and obviously appreciate the opportunity of what I'm doing overall. So I will let you go. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you in the morning, I'm sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congrats again on the 1 year anniversary of the show. And thank you, everyone. I really miss you guys. That was a very uplifting live stream for me.
There you go. We'll try to bring him back in again sometime. So we'll see. It's hard to wrangle this guy. But have a good night. Go get yourself that 5-minute nap in, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. See you,
See ya.
everyone. Bye.
And there you have it. Episode 52 in the books. I had to wrangle in Nick. Like I said, he was really part of this show, of getting it started. Number one, just being able to involve me and let me kind of run with it and help with the brainstorming ideas to get the base set up. So, I mean, the guy's involved in 8 million things, so it's no surprise. But I figured it's not a good way to end it, because this is not the end of the show. The show is going to continue on. We're going to get bigger and better. Maybe some more industry stuff mixed with some maker stuff, and in between, lots of ideas. Now I just got to put them down on the paper. But working on that internally. So those that are here, if you haven't yet, real quick, type in "I am awesome" in the chat. We're going to do some giveaways. I meant to do it throughout the show, but Nick is very on a tight schedule, so I just kind of blew through it to get to the interview. I've got some time to hang out here for you for a little bit to get you guys some chances at Filament. But type that in there while I talk about Polymaker figurines, one of many projects that we have going on that is led by Anchois Dimensions. Still haven't learned it, but he is posting a video. I believe it's every 3 days. I can't remember if he changed it. I should probably look at that. It's every 2 to 3 days. And when he does the video, the model that he showcases, which is a Pokemon figure, and he's on version 2 right now, that model becomes available on Maker World, and that's under, I think it's Anchois Dimensions figurines, I think, on Maker World. But you'll find it there. There's all the original 151 along with what he's done so far in version 2. Go follow him. He's across the board on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. He's everywhere. And also, we have Polymaker Education, which recently had a huge milestone, a huge uptick video that reached, I don't even know what it's at now, 104,000 or something maybe. But that's led by Creatrix Brit. She's in here. She can put it in there. But there we go. Thank you. Yep, Creatrix Brit. There's the beacons with all the links for Polymaker figurines. And she'll also put in, if you don't mind, I have it in there. Oh, wait. No, let's try something, Brit. Or anybody in chat, ! PMF. Let's see if it works here. Anybody in there? ! PMF. Polymaker figurines. Look at that. It worked. Creates a sprint. It works. Okay. You don't have to spam it. Only let it go so many times. I probably have to put a little bit better cooldown on it. But also, enough with the PMFs. Thank you, everybody. It does work. I appreciate it. Now, once that slows down, we're going to try another one here. I almost forgot about this, Britt. You worked so hard on getting me to help me set that up. So, I still don't have contact in there. I should. I'll get that one, Builder's Mark. I know how to do it now. But just somebody real quick type in ! PME for Polymaker Education. PME? Bam! Linktree, yeah, awesome. See, optimization is coming. It just takes me not being so stubborn. But anyway, about getting sidetracked there. Thank you, Creatrix Brit, for helping me with that. But also thank you for leading the project of Polymaker Education, where she too is across the board on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, releasing videos showcasing prints for education. And those prints, when those videos come out, are available to download for free. Recently I've done some biomes and some kits and everything else. Lots of more stuff to come. Steering wheel was really popular. That's the big video recently. And just awesome prints, easy to print for those to use for any way they want to imagine using it. But then we also have our other we have tons of projects in the works, but we also have in printing color. If you want to type in ! IPC, I think. Let's see if that works. I'm not going to announce it until I make sure it works. Yes, it works. I'm so happy. So that is the Imprinting Color show sponsored by Polymaker, hosted by Pezliz over at twitch.tv/Pezliz. And that is every Wednesday. I should probably put some information on those too, on like the times and whatnot. But that is hosted on Wednesday. So make sure to go follow her, learn about all the new colors, surface effects. And I say it, I've been saying it the last several, we do have stuff coming. We have a ton of stuff coming for throughout the year. So it's still going to be 2 to 3 months before you see the next new thing, but they're coming, I promise. We also have Polymaker Lab, which I don't somebody do ! PML. I don't think I have that set up yet. I don't remember if I set that up. Maybe I did. Polymaker, no, that's Polymaker. Oh, I had to change the text on that. Okay. So that is Polymaker Lab. That is led by Sean, one of my fellow colleagues, and he's doing videos that are released through TikTok, just educational ones of helping. I don't want to say educational, but printer troubleshooting. Things about filaments, how they work, how to get different sheens and shines and matte finishes, and just lots of tips and tricks of 3D printing is what that is. But that is on TikTok. Make sure to go follow him. He's had some fun with it. He's got some new backdrops and everything in, so it is fun to do. But that is all the projects that we have going on. So with that said, we're gonna go into the giveaways, and I hope I don't kill this. I think I can draw, and I can draw again and draw again and draw again. I think I've done that before. So Builder's Mark, I think you messaged me, and I don't think I replied now that I think of it. I believe you're still here. You mind recording these people? Actually, you don't need to record them. They need to reach out to me. But real quick, we'll preface it now, we'll preface it after. If you win and you see your name on the screen, you need to make sure to reach out to me at joel.fin@polymaker.com or message me over on discord.polymaker.com. I am Polymaker Joel. So that is how you're going to contact me if you win. I will verify the name with the video afterwards. We got VODs. Don't try to cheat it. I don't know what you're talking about there, KC Special. if you tune into my my streams on Tuesday, we've been just doing a kind of a community update stream. I haven't even figured out what to call it, but where I actually talk with the chat a lot more. Merch is coming. It's coming. I'm trying so hard to get it out. I want it out just as much as you guys. But yes, Tony Wright, you're still awesome. No, wait, no, I can't take it back because you are awesome. But if you win, oh no, buddy, you're in some trouble and it will be investigated. So I'm going to go ahead and draw because we're going to do a few of them here. So hang tight, people. We're going to draw right now. You can still enter, I think, after this. I think it stays open. I'm not sure. I can't promise that. But first up, 23_blue dude. Congratulations. You have won a spool of Polymaker filament. And for those that don't know, this is international. So stay tuned. I'm going to switch over to my other thing here. I'm going to draw, we'll do five giveaways. I know it's not much, but I don't have it organized and the time's kind of running late already. So 23_blue dude, congratulations. We're going to draw again. And entries do change. I've seen the number change. And then let's see why that's doing that. Let's see who we're going to raid out to. Who's going to be live on a on a Thursday. Numeric_1871. Congratulations. You want a spool of filament? Make sure to reach out to me, joel.fin@polymaker.com, Polymaker Joel on the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, it's a fun place, guys. The hangouts are often very enjoyable, fun people, and occasional crazy people. It just depends what time you're joining at, really. Let's see, number 3. How are we losing? Oh, it removes the entries. That's why. C. Goriki Designs. Congratulations. You want a spool of filament? Or it's a coupon code if you're in the US or Canada. Otherwise, it's a manual order, but it's $35. So congratulations. That's number 3. We're going to do number 4. While I look over here. Congratulations, somebody. Frostbite 3D. Congratulations. I keep forgetting the daily door. Yes, there's also a daily giveaway on Discord. All you gotta do is click a button every day and it registers, and 24 hours later, you may win. There we go. And then no, he's not. I'm not seeing him. Hold on. I'm on the Polymaker thing. There's no way that's... We're going to do one more drawing, so hang tight, people. Why is that? Oh, he's followed. Oh, I didn't refresh. He must have just went live. Jeez. Okay, Frostbite 3D, congratulations. You've won filament. I got sidetracked. You don't even have to be here. As long as you know to reach out to me, Frostbite 3D, email me at joel.fin@polymaker.com or just DM me on Discord. And I will get that win process to you as quickly as possible. It could take up to 1 to 100 business days, but you'll get that win. And last but not least, I want to change the giveaway platform too, just so it's easier when I do multiples. This isn't bad, but it's just not ideal. So last but not least, MMB Trumpet. Congratulations. It's a new name I don't recognize, so welcome in. But that is it. We are going to raid out. Zombie's not even live. He's live, but he's not even on the screen. I got to see a face if I want to raid out to somebody. So he's got a few seconds for me to ramble on, and then it's no go. But I want to thank you all. Like I said, I know I thank you guys all the time, but seriously, I appreciate the support. This was a fun kind of passion project to do. And now it's part of the job, and you guys have all helped lead to that point. So I'm not going to cry on stream this time. You're not going to get tears from me. Here, I'll make it fake. So I really appreciate everybody, but you guys are all awesome. You really, truly are. And we're going to continue this. We're going to continue doing other stuff. There is so many ideas. There is another stream that I would like to get rolling out eventually. But it's just right now, lots of events coming up. So if you guys are going to any of the rep wraps or Rapid or Open Sauce, we'll be there. We'll be there full tilt. Most of us, we won't all make it to all of them, but I'd love to see your guys' faces, meet you, re-meet you, because I probably forgot your face or your name at some point. I'm getting old, people. But seriously, guys, we're here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. meeting a new maker every single week. That's going to continue on. That's not stopping. So hop on that train with us, take that ride, and we are going to raid out to Zombie Hedgehog, one of our first partners. And looks like he's opening up a Snapmaker Artisan. I think that's one of those 3-in-1 printers. So make sure to go tell him that we said hello, and tell him that he needs to get his filament to the US ASAP, or else, you know, you can make soft threats. Just be gentle with it. But go show him some love. And if you like what you see, or you just want to waste some time, come join us again. And also, I'll be live 7 p.m. on Eastern Standard on Tuesday. If you just want to come have a chat, talk more stuff, and kind of help with some ideas and brainstorming of things to come. So you guys all have a wonderful night, and we are going to raid out now. See you guys later.
Thank you.